Amalgam, we stand. Find the Akadum, turn to face the east. We say the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Find it in Matthew chapter 6, verses 8 to 13. Abanaw, Shabbat Shemai, Kodash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'a, Batazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Barataza, Kuwa, Hayah, Bashimai, the Thundanaw, Lakam, Ko, Yawam, Wasalak Lanaw, Kabawat Naw, Kasalak Naw, Kabawat Naw, Wala, Tabian Naw, Manasawan, Abo, Hoshana, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Wa'al, Hata Para, Laulam, Aman.
In English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. On earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us of our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. Amen.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha, Ayanya, Al-Hahari, Mayan, Yaba'a, Azari, Ma'an, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Warataza, Ayathan, Lamwat, Bagog, Al-Yanawam, Shemak, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashan, Shawmal, Yashab, Yahweh, Shemak, Yahweh, Tazok, Al-Yad, Yam, Yamam, Hashima, La'a, Yakka, Wairak, Layala, Yahweh, Yashmak, Makorak, Yashmok, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashmok, Tazat, Wabwak, Maita, Why, Allah.
In English, I will lift up my eye unto the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from the Lord. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yasha'Allah. Shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day. Nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out. And thy coming in. From this time forth. And even forevermore.
Pray for the cock, the power and evil. Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Baba Kashak. The Thundanaw. Hakak. Lara'ah. Call Makala. Call Marawa. Hakak. Latahar. Hamatazari. Hakak. Lahaki. Hamaki. Hakak. Arakawa. Hatama'al. Lagarsham. Bashem Yahushua. Wadama.
In English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh, please give us the power. The power to heal all manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the leper. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahweh. Thank you. So be it.
Pray to bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Barak Lanaw.
Barak Lanaw.
Waya Sha'al.
Waya Sha'al.
Wahabayat.
Wahabayat.
Sapari.
Sapari.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapa'ah.
Rapa'ah.
Magan.
Magan.
Hagan.
Hagan.
At this time, you can say the name of Allah one once, and we'll repeat that name once. For followers on social media, you can type the name of Allah one, we'll send the prayers up with you.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
July School UPK.
July School UPK.
ISUPK Minnesota.
ISUPK Minnesota.
The family Kudasayan.
Family Kudasayan.
Sapara.
Sapara.
The Rollins family.
The Rollins family.
The Willis family.
Willis family.
The Wagner family.
Wagner family.
The Daniel family.
Daniel family.
The Peterson family.
Peterson family.
The Patterson family.
Patterson family.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
Marakapah.
Marakapah.
Sister South Dakota.
Sister South Dakota.
UPK Minnesota.
UPK Minnesota.
All UPK.
All UPK.
Desiree Davis.
Desiree Davis.
Davis family.
Davis family.
Reginald Davis.
Reginald Davis.
Michelle Davis.
Michelle Davis.
Anita Davis.
Anita Davis.
Milsa Davis.
Milsa Davis.
Florine Davis.
Florine Davis.
All the Davis family.
All the Davis family. July School UPK.
July School UPK.
UPK Minnesota.
UPK Minnesota.
UPK Chicago.
UPK Chicago.
UPK Milwaukee.
UPK Milwaukee.
UPK Reds.
UPK Reds.
UPK Medic Department.
UPK Medic Department.
UPK Shamar Department.
UPK Shamar Department.
Benjamin.
Jamie.
Marakapah. Annalie. McIntosh family. Raphael. All of Israel.
All of Israel.
Bashim Yahushua.
Bashim Yahushua.
Warama.
In English, Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Bless us in Yahshua.
Bless us in Yahshua.
In the school.
And the school.
Bless.
Bless.
Heal.
Heal.
Shield.
Shield.
Protect.
Protect.
Loved ones.
Love.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be.
So be it.
Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Adam Yalaka.
Adam Yalaka.
All Takarash.
Atakarat.
All Tashqua.
Atashqua.
All.
All.
Yahana.
Yahana.
Awapika.
Awapika.
Yahama Yuan.
Yahama Yuan.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Alamaka.
Amaka.
Yawyam.
Yaryam.
Swad.
Swad.
Wayata Yatazwa.
Wayata Taz.
Altazapawani.
Atasapanuta.
Amaru.
Amar.
Lakawat.
Lakawa.
Manakakidam.
Makakidan.
Magawi.
Alaka.
Magawi.
Magali.
Wala'ai Yazakor.
Ayas Kar.
Sham Yashal.
Sham Yasha'al.
Awad.
Iwad.
Kaya.
Taya.
Nawai Tazwa.
Nawasas.
Labat.
Labat.
Yakhadwa.
Ikat.
Ayak.
Ayat.
Bayat.
Bayat.
Yakratwa.
Yakarat.
Ahali.
Ahol.
Arawam.
Adamam.
Waya Shema Aliyam.
Wayashama Alayam.
Awab.
Mawa'ab.
Bulgari.
Wa'agari.
Gabal.
Kabal.
Wamwan.
Wamwan.
Wamlak.
Wamlat.
Palshat.
Halashat.
Amishak.
Amishak.
Tazwo.
Tazabo.
Gamashu.
Nalashabu.
Nalwa.
Nalawa.
Amam.
Aimam.
Haywa.
Ayawa.
Zarawai.
Sarwa.
Labani Luwa.
Wayalawa.
Salah.
Salah.
Aisha Laham.
Ashalaham.
Madi.
Tamadi.
Kasiya Sara'a.
Kasiyasara'a.
Kayabi.
Kiyabi.
Manako.
Wanako.
Kuyashwan.
Kiyashwan.
Nashamaru.
Nashamat.
Bayandaro.
Bayandar.
Haywa.
Ayawa.
Daman.
Daman.
Ladam.
Latam.
Shatam.
Shatam.
Nariyamau.
Nariyamam.
Karab.
Karab.
Wakazab.
Wakasa'ab.
Wakazabak.
Kazabat.
Wakazalmanai.
Katazormanai.
Kona Sakam.
Kona Sekam.
Ashar.
Ashor.
Amaru.
Amar.
Nayirashak.
Narashat.
Nanwa.
Lanawa.
Nawa.
Nawa.
Alahain.
Alahayim.
Alahayat.
Alahayat.
Shatam.
Shatam.
Gold.
Lakar.
Quash.
Quash.
The Panyural Ka.
Panyarawaka.
Ka'ach.
Ka'ash.
The Bayriyai.
The Bari Eye.
Wakalahab.
Wakalahal.
Dalahat.
Dalahat.
Haryam.
Haryam.
Kanthardak.
Kantarka.
Basaraka.
Sar.
Ubasawapataka.
Vasupat.
Tablam.
Dalahan.
Mala'at.
Mala'at.
Panyahum.
Panyahum.
Palwan.
Palawan.
Wayabakwash.
Wayabakwash.
Shamka.
Shuka.
Yahaw.
Yahaw.
Yabashwa.
Bash.
Wayabaw.
Wayabahal.
Ari'ai.
Aja'a.
Wayakapar.
Wayakapar.
Wayabaru.
Wayabat.
Yadayu.
Wayadai.
Kiyata.
Say it again.
Kayata.
Kayata.
Shamka.
Shuka.
Yahaw.
Yahaw.
Labadka.
Bash.
Aywan.
Aliwan.
Ow.
Call.
Call. Alrakasa.
In English, keep not thy silence.
Keep not thy silence.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
Be not still.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For lo,
Lo.
thy enemies make a tumult.
Let them make a tumult.
And they that hate thee
And they that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
Have
have
lifted up the head.
That taking crafty counsel
Taking
against thy people.
and take the counsel against thy people.
And consulted against thy enemies.
And so against the enemy.
They have said, Come, let us cut them off of being a nation.
Let us cut them off from being a nation.
That the name of Yahshua
That the name of Yahshua
may be no more in remembrance.
may not be no more in remembrance.
But they have consulted together with one consent.
They have consulted together with one consent.
They are confederate against it.
They are confederate against it.
The tabernacles of Edom,
The tabernacles of Edom,
and the Ishmaelites,
And the
of
Ishmaelites,
Moab,
and the Moab,
and Hagarenes,
and the Hagarenes,
Gabal,
Gabal,
and Ammon,
and Ammon,
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the Philistines, the inhabitants of Tyre.
the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Sure also join with them.
I shall join with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah.
So Allah,
Do unto them as unto the Midianites,
Do unto them as unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as the sister,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
at the brook of Kison,
at the brook of Kison,
which perished at Endor.
they said,
It became as dung for the earth.
It became as dumb as the earth.
Make the Noah's like Ord.
make the nobles like the word.
And like Zeb,
Like that,
yea,
yea,
are the princes as Zabah,
As the princess of Sabbath,
and as the moon,
as the moon,
who said,
who said,
let's take to ourselves
let's take to ourselves
the houses of Yahweh in possession.
the house of Yahweh possession.
Oh my power,
O my power,
make them like a wheel,
make you like a wheel,
as a stubble before the wind,
as the sun before the wind,
as the fire burneth the wood,
as the fire before the word,
as the flame set the mountains on fire.
as the flame set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest,
So prosecute them with that temper,
and make them afraid of thy storm.
and make them afraid of thy song.
To the face of shame,
Through the face of shame,
that they may seek thy name.
They might seek thy name.
O Lord,
O Lord,
let it be confounded and troubled forever.
Let them be confounded and troubled forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let it be put to shame and perish,
let them be
Let
put
me
to shame and perish.
that men may know that thou,
That men may know that thou,
whose name alone is Yahweh,
whose name alone is Yahweh,
art the most high over all the earth.
art the most high of all the earth.
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
bless you, Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and earth,
and all things
and all things
living.
that
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
in the name of Yahweh
In the
Shai,
name of Yahweh,
listen to us now,
listen to us now,
right now.
right now.
Send evils and curses,
Send evils and curses,
punishment and destruction,
punishment and destruction
to the heathen,
to the heathen
that speak against us,
that speak against
thy
us,
prophets,
the prophets,
the teachers,
that
the
teach,
princes,
the princes,
priests,
the priests,
the thy brothers,
the brothers,
and the school,
and the
send
school,
evils and curses,
and evil and curses,
punishment and destruction,
punishment and destruction
to the heathen,
to the heathen,
and shake loose,
and shake
the
loose,
treasure of the rich of Israel,
and the treasure of the rich of
and
Israel,
refuse to give to the school,
and refuse to give to the school,
force their riches,
force their riches,
into thy sanctuary,
into the sanctuary,
to evils and curses,
and evil and curses,
and punishment and
and
destruction,
punishment and destruction
to the Edomites,
to the Edomites,
and the nation,
and the nation,
and the drug dealers,
and the drug
the
dealers,
court system,
the court
the
system,
prison system,
the prison system,
Planned Parenthood,
and parenthood,
all the governments of our enemies,
all governments of the enemy,
Amalek synagogues of army,
and unto the God of the army,
Roman Catholic Church,
Roman Catholic Church,
Pope,
the Pope,
Islam,
Islam,
Christianity,
Christianity,
Egyptology,
Egyptology,
militia,
militia,
Ku Klux Klan,
Ku Klux Klan,
Aryan Nation,
Aryan Nation,
skinheads, Possible Messiahs,
Possible Messiahs,
the gay movement,
gay
the
movement,
lesbian
the lesbian movement,
spies,
spies,
works of witchcraft,
works of witchcraft,
that's the space program,
that's the space program,
Army,
Army,
Navy,
Navy,
Air Force,
Air Force,
Marines,
Marines,
Wall Street,
Wall Street,
open up the internet,
open up the internet,
and the airways,
and the airways,
cable access channel,
cable access channel,
radio channel,
radio channel,
convict the spirit in thy people,
convict the spirit of any of the people
that seek to stop
that
us,
seek to stop
and
us,
bring swift destruction,
and bring us to
to
destruction,
all the heathen,
to all the
that
heathen,
stand in the way,
that stand in the way,
try to stop us,
but try to stop us,
broadcast your word,
broadcast your word,
throughout the planet Earth,
throughout the planet Earth,
let loose all the plagues,
let loose all the plagues,
cause them to go to and fro,
cause them to go to and fro,
through the earth and consume it,
through the earth and consume,
let the place shake the house of the thief,
let the plague shake the house of the thief,
and the murder,
and the murder,
let Yahweh Shai,
that Yahweh shall,
Michael and Gabriel,
Michael and Gabriel,
down to fire
come
sauce,
down with the fire and salt,
punish all the heathen,
and punish all the
that
heathen,
come up against us,
that come against
as we
us,
speak thy word,
as they speak that word,
cause to be known by all,
cause them to be known by
that
all,
angels have done,
the angels that done it,
cause to spread through the media,
cause them to spread through the
throughout the whole world,
throughout the whole world,
cause them to shake at thy coming,
cause them to shake up their
in
cup,
the name of Yahweh Shai,
in the name of Yahweh Shai.
thank you always,
Thank you always.
so be it.
so be it.
So to the front. Shabby, be seated.
Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Brakathon to all the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh Shamar, Adonai Shem Yahshua to all the sisters. IHBK Minnesota with the Sabbath service. We are going to get into the Tanakh, as you may know, where we read into the Hebrew 7 verses. This is very traditional. This is something that we have always done since the beginning of time. You can also find it in the scriptures as well. After these 7 verses, we are going to break it down into English. Now, due to last week having a new student, we wasn't really able to break everything down necessarily. So we're just going to kind of touch on last week and this week as well, all right? Just to get the proper context of where we left off. You may begin.
Ezekiel chapter 27, verse 22 in the Hebrew. Recall you. Yeshaba'ah. Wara'ima. Hama. Recall Yika. Barasha. Recall Basham. Wabakala Ban. Wakwaraha. Wazahaba. Nathanawa. Azab 1 Yika. It's 23. Harna. Wakana. Wadana. Wakali. Shaba'ah. Ashabok. Kalma. Wakalata. It's 24. Hama. Wakalika. Bamakalolium. Bagawamya. Takala. Warakama. Warakwama. Babaganazia. Bamayan. Bakabarium. Kabashim. Kabashim. Laurazium.
Bamra Kalathak was 25. Onion with the Rashiash. Sharawatika. Marabaka. Watamalaya. Watakabari. Amat. Bakala. It's like Bala. Yamiyam was 26. Bamayam. Bamayam, Rabiam. Rabiawaka. Beshatium. Athaka. Raka. Aquarium. Aquarium. Baraka. Balba. Yamiyam. It's 27. Haunaka. Wise Bawanika. Marabaka. Malachayika. Wakabalika. Machizayakuya. Barakuka. Warabia. Marabaka. Wakala Nashia. Malakamtaka. Sabaka. Wabakal Kohalika, or Saw. Bazwaka. Yabala. Balba. Yam Yam. Bayawan. Mapalatika, verse 28. Lakula. The Kwawala. Zaikuta. Kabalika. Yaraishua. Magorashwat. That's the end of verse 28.
That's my brother right there.
Count on the car.
No, that was good. Good work. So yeah, once again, last week we wasn't really able to touch on the 7 verses. Man, Sabbath service turned into a 3-hour thing because we had a new student. We would allow he'll be back soon. Yeah, we dove into a lot of great questions. Just finding out about the truth. What is the truth? How do you know that we are the people of the Bible? Meaning, how do you know that so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Indians are the true people in the Bible? And we went back to school for real. We went back to the basics, the fundamentals and things of that sort. But this week I just want to do something a little different. If you could, you want to break these down first, and then I'll just follow at the end.
Whichever way you want to do it.
Okay. Okay, that's what. So like, for example, if you want to touch on 15 through 21, that's cool, and then I can do the rest, and we can both chime in back and forth between them. It don't matter. You know how we do it. Our little duo, you feel me? So yeah, you got it. Otherwise, yeah. So share, like, subscribe. Get that algorithm going. The more that you like, the more that you share and comment. Social media, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. The more that people will see it. All right. So go ahead, you got it.
All right. So start at Ezekiel chapter 27, verse 15.
Ezekiel chapter 27, verse 15. The man of Gaden was thou merchant. Many hours was the merchandise of thy hand. They brought for a present horn of ivory.
So like they brought thee for a present.
They brought thee for a present horn of ivory and ebony.
So we just got them reading when we started 27. It was talking about all the resources that King Tyrus had at his disposal.
Right.
So this is still continuing that list. We had left off before with them Tarshish, Javan, Tubal, Meshach, Togarmah. So now this is just considering the Dan and what they had in store for them, what they could provide. So now the Dan, where it said, were thy merchants, many isles were the merchandise of thine hand. So the Dan had control of all these little You can call them neighborhoods today or something like that, little isles, just like little plots of land, little islands, little soups where he could gather resources because he ruled that little spot. Tyrus ruled, the whole thing.
Right, territory.
So all of their, so now his main thing was ivory and ebony, which was a big trade deal.
So does that thing?
Ebony was a stone, I believe. Ivory was like the tusks of animals.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Elephants, rhinos, walruses, even, but they weren't really round walruses. So, so rhinos and elephants. Ebony, I do believe, is a stone, not obsidian, but a very valued mineral.
Yeah.
So that was his contribution to it. So now let's see in 16 what Syria was talking about. Yeah.
Ezekiel chapter 27, verse 16. Assyria was a merchant by reason of the multitude of the ware of thou making.
So the where is it? Just want to double check on this to make sure that's not on the Old English for wars. Otherwise, it's talking about like the different wares, Tupperware, plateware, silverware, things like that. I believe that's what it's referencing, but let's just look it up real quick. Yeah, the different wares that they're making, because you can make war, and you can also make Chinaware. You can also make, silverware and whatnot. I want to see if they mention this. Ezekiel. All right, so that's a different spelling. And so like when you're reading the 1611, the King James 1611, the spelling of a lot of things are going to be a little bit different. Again, there's not going to be a J, there's not going to be a V. So sometimes you just gotta make sure that you understand what it's talking about. Good.
That's man west. That's the same thing.
Oh, it's a wood. My fault. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I thought about it for a second. So yeah.
Yeah, my fault. I thought it was a stone, but like the way that they got that thing polished up, I mean, it could have been
right.
Like it could have been. So like you were saying that.
They look it up in Midwest.
Which word?
Where it's just I want to make sure it wasn't wars.
Okay.
Just because of the Old English spelling here, but it does look like the context that it is wares. So
how you spell it?
Wares. If you want to look it up, I guess.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Just make sure that we got it. Where WARE manufactured articles, products of art or craft or farm produce.
So there you go.
Goods often used in combination.
Right, there you go. Continue.
Or an article of merchandise, and that's its lot.
Kind of continue.
They occupied in Fair with emerald, purple, embroidered work, and fine linen, and coral, and agate.
So you got different stones, different different minerals, different linens, different colors of like dyes, different dyes that they can use for the linens. So they mentioned purple there, we mentioned the embroidered work, we mentioned the linens, so the different dyes and things that they can attribute to that. The different coral and agate, which are also stones and minerals. Keep going.
Verse 17. Judah and the land of Israel, they was thy merchant.
And we were under this rulership as well. Right, the tribe of Judah in the land of Israel. So again, when the kingdom split, the northern kingdom was separated out of the land of Israel. So this is talking about the remaining tribe, specifically of Judah, who had remained in the land of Israel. Keep going.
They traded in thy market wheat of midnight and pagnat.
You want to look them up too already? So we'll check the Zondervan. See if they got it.
this right here.
All right, so in the sound event, it gives some dip. So that just said reckoned and what?
Prepared. I try looking at it in the website, so it doesn't come up.
So they traded in that market wheat of minute. So in here, it's giving it a location. In the Zondervan Bible, Compact Bible Dictionary, word minute, the city of the Ammonites, with Jephthah smote while overcoming this nation. It and Belkarim were the easternmost limit of Jephthah's victories. Lays 4 miles north of Heshbon in the tribe of Reuben. It was a source of wheat for the markets of Tyre. And it even references Ezekiel 27:17.
Yeah, same here with this one right here.
Okay, let me see if this matches.
And by the way, for those that are watching, if you're reading along with Ezekiel 27 chapter, and there are words that you do not recognize, we're looking it up for you so you don't have to. All right. With every class, of course, you look up everything. All the, every time that we look up something that we don't know, this is all a teaching moment. Because there's a lot of biblical names and biblical words or Old English in here that you may not understand. That's why we have tools like the Zondervans. We have a dictionary, which everybody should have. We have other books on this table, for our use. Okay? What's like yours? I'm sorry.
So Tanakh does not give quite a clear definition necessarily. It does hint towards a pastry or some type of food or attribution to it. It is also followed up in 27:17 with honey and oil and bone. So it could be somewhere in that realm. Go to verse 18.
Verse 18. Dominicus was their merchant in the multitude. Damascus was thy merchant in the multitude of the ware of thy making. For the multitude of all riches in the wine of Hellebon and white wool.
So again, they were also making items. It's not specific what wares is, but it's prepared goods, utensils, maybe tools, plates, trays, ornamentals. It's not just one thing. For the multitude of all thy riches in the wine of Hellebon and white wool. So actually it does kind of give an indication. Damascus was thy merchant in the multitude of the wares of thy making for all the multitude of thy riches. So for all the multitude of thy riches, their wares were in the making of their wine and their white wool. All right, so keep going.
Verse 19. Gad also and Japheth going to and fro occupied in thy fair. Bright iron, cassia, and calamus was in thy market.
Now those were so metal workers Cassia and Calamus were different locations, were in that market, so they would have had a stronger hand in a lot of the trade goods of those areas. Go ahead, verse 20.
Verse 20. And they then was thou merchant.
The Dan.
The Dan was thou merchant in precious clothes for chariots.
For chariots. Chariots. There's something different than chariots.
You know, what he grabbed that, if I could, I do want to say this as well, like, because I was reading some of this last week. Also, too, like, a lot of people have this thing about doing business, right? So a lot of people say, why? Okay, I mean, you say that your oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of, and you speak against all these people. Well, why do you still buy from your stores and do this, that, and the third? Like, trading has always been business with us.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, once again, like Daniel, like Daniel was a brother who was from the projects. You know what I mean? Like, when you read the story of Daniel, like this brother was from the projects, from the slums, but he was very smart and intelligent. And he had a gift of knowing how to do business. You know what I mean? And as well as, I mean, a lot of other things, right? That's why Daniel is so important and so famous till this day, with other men right next to him, or before him. And we done business with heathens all the time. It's nothing personal, it's business. Just like the work of the Lord, ain't nothing personal about it. It's business. Like, we don't take shit in here personal. At least you're not supposed to.
That's right.
Because that's out of the spirit. You know what I mean? It's all business. When you're in the ISUPK, this is nothing but business. They talk about excuse me. You know, you got other groups out here or other so-called organizations and stuff like that. They'll tell you that, oh, you know, it's wrong to get a 501c3. Yo, that's business. This is what helps us push to feed and help our people.
Right.
So that's why we do it. Ain't no sin in it. Otherwise, let me ask you, if you ain't got no 501c3, then how are you doing what you're doing to help your people? I mean, if you're doing it all out of pocket, hey, no sweat. I take my hat off to you. But ain't no wrong with getting that, man. Do whatever you need to do to support and help your people. Don't you understand that the heathens, the enemies that's round about us, they're using us to make sure that they survive.
That's right.
Why can't we do the same?
That's right.
It's always been like that since the beginning of time.
Color.
You feel me? Like, come on, like make the shit make sense. So this right here is talking about trading. This right here is talking about business that's happening. All the resources, reliable resources. All right. And I mean, if you still got a problem with brothers having a 501c3 and you know, oh, you living off the white man and stuff like that, then who do you pay for your rent and your house, your mortgage?
But I never see you go to a gas station.
Yeah, a gas station, a 7-Eleven.
Amazon.
Come on now.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. How about that building that you pay rent on downtown? Don't you know every downtown everywhere is owned by the Jewish man? Come on now. But like, what the hell are we talking about?
And then for y'all that got the businesses that make money off it, you know you're outsourcing the heathen nations too.
Absolutely. It just ain't your own people. It's everybody.
That's right.
Big a deal.
You got a little sprinkle white people in there, a little, East Indians and little Arabs and stuff like that.
Because you don't want, because like, you don't want to pay $20 for that embroidered shirt from a brother,
exactly.
But you can pay $10 or $15 for that embroidered shirt from an Elamite.
Right, and you know what? That material is going to suck. It's not going to last. I'd rather spend $30, $40 on a T-shirt from a brother in the UPK that the material is actually going to last when I wash that shit 5,000 times and it's still going to be good material versus paying $200 for what is that damn clothing line? Billionaire Boys or some shit like that. Man, fucking over $100 for a T-shirt. Is this T-shirt going to be clean for the rest of its life? Like, is a stain not going to hit this damn t-shirt? Like, goddamn. Also, too, they was Tom Ford was charging, man, like over $100 for soap. That soap better wash away my motherfucking sins. So, like,
Right.
excuse my language. That better wash away all my mistakes.
Right.
You know what I mean? They better wash away all my damn mistakes. All right. That shit better really baptize me. God damn it. Because ain't no goddamn way. You know what I mean? Like, god damn, like over $100 for a bar of soap. And I thought it was such a joke. I thought it was funny. Yo, it's real. They're charging over $100 for soap. Tom Ford. The only thing that costs money is the name of it. You're paying for the name, not the actual product. Salaki, I digress. I just had to say that.
And then it's again, he just brought up great examples of what goes on today.
Yeah.
Just think of Tyrus as the American government. They get oil from across the seas. They get even who the hell was it? I think the Syrians were even talking with the Menominee Nation about getting their lumber.
Yeah.
Chopping down their forests using their lumber because I can't remember exactly what the ratio was, but the Menominee Nation, that tribe, has got the densest forests, like per square, like foot per square mile, something like that, in all of America.
Yeah.
Like that, they use a satellite image looking down at the Menominee Nation, just how clean cut their borders are. They use that to measure some shit, like on a map.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you got it's just business. That's not that big a deal. We prefer to shop black and Hispanic. We prefer to, just because of how impoverished our nations are. You know, when we in the kingdom, it ain't gonna be like that.
That's right.
So it's not gonna be. It wouldn't. It would. You're still probably gonna want to, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But if you gotta shop somewhere else, a different place that's got a different good, you know what I'm saying? Like if there ain't no ebony in St. Paul,
right?
So now we gotta shop with British Columbia for their ebony. I know they ain't got no ebony. I'm just saying, but we gotta outsource to them. It might cost a little bit more to get that over here, and I'm gonna have to charge my brother a little bit more for that. When he could just go straight to the source, pay a little bit less, same thing. But it's not that big a deal. But I do stand corrected that word Sherrod. I believe it's gonna be pronounced Charette because it has a French origin. That is a variation. It's an outdated form of chariot. So it is talking about like a cart or a chariot. In verse 20. So keep going at 21.
Ezekiel chapter 27, verse 21. Arabia and all the prince of Kedar, they occupied with thee, Salakia, and lamb and ram and goat, indeed was they thy merchant.
So I mean, even if you look forward a little bit, it's gonna go over all the things that Tyrus had at his disposal, all the things that he could just kind of call on, all the different markets he was shopping in, you know, that he was doing business with. It's human nature.
Mm-hmm.
It's human nature. It's, you know, if you like papaya, you either grow your own or you know, or you got to order from somebody who's got it. It's just that. That's the end of verse 21. Man.
God, let's go to verse 22.
Verse 22. The merchants of Sheba and Ramah, they was thou merchant. They occupied, and thou fell with chief of all spices, and with precious stones.
So like you missing words. So, and with all precious. You see it? And with.
Okay.
No, it's good. Just go ahead and take your time, all right? You got it. If you want to read it from the top, go ahead. That's fine.
Okay, the merchants of Sheba and Ramah, they was merchants.
Thy merchants.
Thy merchants. they occupied and their fair merchant, their fair with chief of all spices, and with all precious stones and gold.
So I mean, look. So the next verse is all really is going to talk about the same thing, but let's keep breaking it down. Keep going.
Verse 23. Haran and Cana and Eden, the merchants of Sheba, Asher and Chilmad, was they merchant?
When say die, it's die.
Die. Okay, Slovakia.
Yeah, that's all good. No sweat. Keep going.
Verse 24. These was thy merchant in all sorts of things, in blue clothes, and broidered work, and in chests of riches apparel, bound with cords, and made of cedar, among thy merchandise.
So once again, what all this is talking about, just running down, it's running down just the whole thing of the business, all right, which is giving you great detail of who are the people that we are working with, so to speak, or not we necessarily, but it's giving you names and descriptions of who is presenting this, who has this, who has this connection, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. It's giving you a whole detailed description of the people, what they have, and how they are our merchants, all right, and the merchandise. So you want to say something?
I'm looking back at some more quick.
Okay, no sweat. All right, keep going. Go ahead. And as you know, some of these people are heathens as well. Once again, going back to that point of you can do business with anybody. It doesn't matter who it is. It's nothing personal. Go ahead.
It's like, yeah. So again, if I could just kind of recap on the last couple, or I guess a couple verses too, chapters.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll go back to 24 and 15.
You said 24?
Yeah.
Oh, good night. Go ahead.
There, no, 26, my fault.
Oh, okay.
26 and 15. Thus saith the Lord God to Tyrus. So in this case, the Most High was even speaking to Tyrus. The same way that he spoke to that African king, the Hamitic king that had snatched up Abraham with, put a dream on. Kind of letting them know what was gonna happen to him. And then at the beginning of 27, when it said when he was going back to Ezekiel, it said, now son of man, take up a lamentation for Tyrus. Not because he felt bad for him, not because he felt sorry for him, but just kind of illustrating, this is all the stuff that he got, that he had his hands in.
Right.
His empire, his business, his conglomeration.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like you can kind of recount this story, be like damn, homie, back in high school, back in Tyree, you was the man, homie.
Yeah.
What happened to you?
Yeah.
And this is kind of what's going over. Like he had all this stuff, he had all these things at his disposal. So we're just kind of going down the list. Because imagine if you so I do metal work and I do some woodworking and doing a little like sewing and garment making and things like that. If I had access, I can go to Joann Fabrics and Hobby Lobby and metal shops and Home Depots and things like that. I don't control that stuff though.
Right.
Imagine if I had my hands in the pockets of the people that supplied all of them their goods, and I didn't need the middleman no more. I could just go straight to I could go to Syria and get all their wares, all their emeralds, all their embroidered work, all the fine linen, all their agate and coral. You know what I'm saying? I could holler at Judah. Well, I would have freed Judah, but I could have gone to Damascus, for all their white wool instead of having to shop at Tandy Leather. It's like for all these names, but
no, that's fine.
He had the source plug.
Right.
He didn't have the middleman thing.
Right.
Like if he wanted something, he could reach out to send one of his emissaries out to one of these lands, put in that order, and get it brought straight to him. So he was in I believe 26 and even 25. I think even in 25. You know, it was just kind of talking about his power, power and all his influence and I think it started in 26. So now we're just kind of going over his inventory, and I'm sure you can see where this is going. So we keep going.
Verse 25. The ship of Tarshish did sing of day and down market, and dust was replenished, and made faring glorious in the midst of the sea. Verse 26. Thy roar have brought day into great waters. The east wind had broken day in the midst of the sea.
It's like you want to say die.
Die.
They and die is two different things. They is going to be with the E. Die is, without E. It is a big difference, by the way. It's a lot. Not to cut you off, brother. It's a lot.
Color. Verse 27. Thy riches and thy fair, thy merchandise, thy mariners, thy palace, thy caulkers, and thy occupiers,
the occupiers,
and the occupiers of thy merchandise, and all thy men of war that are in thee, and in all thy company which is in the midst of thee, shall fall into the midst of the sea in the days of thy ruin. Verse 28. The suburbs shall shake at the sound of the cry of thy palace. Verse 29.
That was it. The word. Wow. So, again, recapping his status, and his belongings, his resources. Join us next week, and then we still got a little bit more before we finish the whole thing off. Then we'll recap on 28 through, I believe, 33, 34. 34. Just finish it off. Just do one.
Next week? Yeah, kind of. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
And then, it looks like in 28 that's gonna go more into what happens after Tyrus.
Okay.
So, you can read ahead if you want. Tune in next weekend, and we'll be, same time, same place. Any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to contact the UPK school near you. You can reach us, No Cowards, Minnesota.
That's right.
Pretty much all social media platforms.
Right. And then also, so I just want to say something real quick. Now, this probably may not seem like it's too informational to a lot of people, but once again, like, to understand what's happening in the scriptures, you're gonna have to break down everything. All right. You're not gonna get you're not gonna get all the understanding based on just reading, a little piece of information. This is a build up to what's to come after in the next, chapter or so. All right. As long as we are on the topic about Tyrus, because we just read about, damn near pretty much the destruction of Tyrus and how that came about, how the Lord made sure that he was going to destroy this place.
Right.
All right. And, you know, he prophesied it. He told Ezekiel, and what happened? It happened. You know what I mean? He prophesied against Tyrus. Now, with the whole business side of things, there's a reason why this is mentioned. Just follow us next week and you'll get more information. You'll see where this is going. Otherwise, like the brother said, if you want to read ahead yourself, go ahead and read yourself. All right? Just know that we're still going to break it down and go over it.
Right.
And also, too, if you do decide to read above, you know, I'm sorry, if you decide to read ahead and you got questions, there you go. Go ahead and ask those questions. All right? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Because questions is what's going to give you the understanding.
That's right.
Once you get that answer. And everything that we do in the UK is practical.
That's right.
There's nothing less or more than that. It's practical. So is that it on that?
Unless you want to say something, Feast of Purim tomorrow night.
Purim.
I've been hearing everybody saying feast.
Huh?
I've been hearing everybody saying feast.
I don't know why, because the flyer don't say feast. It's just on our calendar. It doesn't say feast.
Something's happening tomorrow.
Yeah, but then again, it doesn't matter.
But yeah,
because we all feast.
Purim kicking it off tomorrow at sundown. Get in contact with the school near you. Get ready for the opening and the closing. Make sure you're bringing something for Sunday night. Bring something for Monday night to close it out properly too.
Yeah. So like, I mean, if you call it a feast, no sweat. It's just, you know, our calendar, how it looks. You know, it doesn't say it says it's a feast, but we feast every goddamn time.
That's right.
At a Passover, you never hear the feast of Passover, but you know we still feast.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I mean, you still get it. If you call it a damn feast, so be it. It don't matter. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But otherwise, the Sabbath service is a holy convocation. We have high holy days and holy convocations, and we do a holy convocation every Saturday. Some people do it on Friday because, I mean, technically, when it's Friday sundown, technically it's Sabbath. You know what I mean? Sabbath service, or it's like it's Sabbath. So if you want to call it a feast, hey, so be it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we still want to eat.
Right.
We're still going to drink. We're still going to do whatever. So,
right.
You know, it's like, you know, if I keep correcting it, you know what I mean? Because I just go based on what the man over me tells me. So that's it. But yeah, it doesn't matter. All right. Just know that something according to the Lord is going to happen tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday night. Sunday and Monday night, the 5th and the 6th is going to be Purim. We are going to speak about the history. We are going to teach a 2-hour class on both days. And we are just going to remember why we celebrate this day in honor of the Most High. If you understand that all the holidays of America, they have nothing to do with the Most High.
Right.
What does Halloween have to do with the Most High? Thanksgiving? I guess we're giving thanks for killing, you know, the native Indians, who are related to the Black and Hispanics, by the way.
Right.
Christmas has nothing to do with Christ. St. Patrick's Day, which is coming up in like, 2 weeks, has nothing to do with God. It's about being a drunkard, an alcoholic, and unlawful sex. So there you go. Oh yeah, by the way, your birthday, which does not matter. Who gives a damn about your birthday? It's very much a great thing that you are alive for another year, no sweat. But birthdays is not Israelite culture. It's your oppressor's culture. That's the difference. And I mean, last time I checked, I mean, people lose their life on their birthday.
That's right.
People take L's on their birthday. I mean, so many times growing up, I just seen people, you know, lose fights on their birthday. God damn. Happy birthday to that ass whooping. It's a lot. I'm just saying. like, you know, I mean, it's supposed to be a good time, but it really wasn't a good time. It was a bad time for you. Your whole birthday and birthday month and birthday week is all ruined. You know, people doing birthday months now?
Yeah.
It's like good night. Like, I mean, I thought one day was enough, but you want the whole month. Damn, good night. But anyway.
You know, some people want a pony, some people want some new Jordans, some people expect them a car, some people just want a crack rock.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, yeah. I mean, and the gift does destroy the heart, and you will get what you're asking for always. if it's something, whether it's righteous or wicked, you're always going to get what you want if you're fighting for it. You know what I mean? Understand that wicked people get rewarded for what they want.
That's right.
And what they do as well. It's the same thing with a righteous man or woman. If you really want that thing and you're striving the right way, you're going to get what you're asking for. You know what I mean? By the action of it. You know, instead of just, praying for it and not putting in no work, you ain't going to get nothing because you're not putting in no work at all. If you want that new car, that new house, what you're going to do, you're going to work for it. So you're going to get what you're asking for. Now, based on your mouth, your actions, your unbrotherly and unsisterly behavior, you're going to get rewarded based on whatever that is. You may lose your life. You may get into a fight. You may have some words. You may this, that, and the third. You never know. All right. But I pray that you do the right thing. No Spike Lee advertisement over here. Fire ass movie, one of my favorites. But the album was better. The album was fire. Absolutely. Shout out to Captain Katazan. He just sent me some music the other day too, by the way. Man, fire ass music. He definitely knows me very well because he knows my type of music and fire playlist, man. Goddamn. But anyway, pay your tithes. IHBK Minnesota. The app is on iPhone, Android. Also too, a lot is about to happen when it comes to Passover. April 1st, $200, 17. If you're 17 and up, you got to pay that fee. Otherwise, if you got questions or concerns, IHK Minnesota. We are on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and also on Google as well. Otherwise, our number is 612-524-9544. That being said,
Imagine. Turn to face the east. Lord's Prayer in Hebrew, you can find it in Matthew chapter 6, verse 8 through 13. Abanaw, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'ah, Atazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashemayim, Nathanaw, Lakam, Ko, Yawam, Wasalakanaw, Kabawatnaw, Kasalaknaw, Kabawatnaw, Malaa, Tabianaw, Bansawan, Abo, Kawashanaw, Mayan, Right, Kaya, Baka, Amalakwa, Wa'al, Rata Para, Lawalam, Amon.
In English, our Father, which art in heaven,
hallowed
be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh. Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
Earth. As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day.
Our daily bread.
Our daily bread.
Forgive us of our debts.
Forgive us our debts.
We forgive our debtors.
We forgive our debtors.
Lead us not into temptation.
Lead us not into temptation.
Deliver us from evil.
Deliver us from evil.
Thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
So be it. Amen.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'a, Ayani, Ahahari, Mayan,
Yaba'ah,
Azar, Ma'in, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemai, Warat, Ayatam, Wagoka, Al Yanawam, Shemarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shawamah, Yasha'al, Yahweh, Shemarka, Yahweh, Tazolka, Aliyah, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashemash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayirak, Balayalak, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal Rai, Yashamal, Napashka, Yahweh, Yashamal, Taza Afka, Wabu Wa'aka, Maitha, Why? Avalon.
I will lift up mine eyes.
I will lift up my eyes
Unto the hills.
unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
Whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from the Lord.
My help cometh from the Lord,
Which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be
You will
moved.
not suffer their foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Yasha'Allah.
he that keepeth Yasha'Allah
Shall neither slumber nor
shall
sleep.
neither slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right.
The Lord is the shed from their right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
Nor the moon by night.
or the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out.
The Lord shall preserve thy coming out
And thy coming in.
shall come in
For this time forth.
for this time forth,
And even forevermore.
for you forevermore.
Prayer for the cock, the power in Hebrew. Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Baba Kusha.
Bakisha,
Nathan Lanaw.
the Thunderna,
The cock.
Haka,
The cock.
Haka,
La Rapa'ah.
Ra'a,
Call Makala.
Kala,
Wakal Marawa.
Kala,
The cock.
Haka,
La Tahar.
La'a,
Hamatazari.
Sorry.
The cock.
Haka,
The Hakwim. Hamathium.
Hamati,
The cock.
Haka,
Arakawa.
Arawa,
Hatama'ala.
Hasama'ala,
The Garsham.
Gashi,
Bashim Yahushua.
Bashim Yahshua,
Wadaman.
the Wadamah,
In English, Yahweh.
Yahweh,
And name Yahushua.
and then Yahshua,
Please give us the power.
please give us the power,
The power to heal all manner of sickness.
the power to heal all manner of sickness,
And all manner of disease.
and all manner of disease,
The power to cleanse the leper.
The
the power to cleanse the leper,
The power to raise the dead.
the power to raise the dead,
The power against unclean spirits.
the power against unclean spirits,
Cast them out.
cast them out,
In the name of Yahushua.
in the name of Yahshua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be
So be it.
Pray to bless Israel. Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Yahweh Shem Yahshua,
Barak Lanaw.
Barak Lana,
Wayasha'ala.
Wahasha'al,
Wahabayah.
Wahaliyah,
Saparium.
Sapari,
Barak.
Barak,
Rapa'ah.
Rafa'ah,
Magun.
Magun,
Hagun.
Hakan,
Now for time's sake, all of Israel,
all Israel.
Israel School UPK.
Israel School UPK,
Bashim Yahushua.
Bashim Yahshua,
Wadamah.
the Wadamah,
Head priest Ari. Head priest.
Kind. Head priest Ariyah.
Head priest Ariah.
I preach Ariyah,
It sounds like Head priest Ariah.
Head
I
priest
preach
Ariyah.
Ariyah,
Bashim Yahushua.
Bashim Yahshua, the Wadamah.
In the English, Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Lord, in the name of Yahshua,
Bless us in Israel.
bless us and Israel,
In the school.
and the
And
school.
school.
Bless.
Bless,
Heal.
heal,
Shield.
protect,
Protect. Love them.
our loved ones.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahshua,
Thank you.
thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Adam Yalaka.
Adam Yalaka.
Al Takarash.
Abda Karash.
Bal Tashqua.
Wanda Shakwa.
Oh.
Oh.
Kiyahna.
Yahana.
Awabika.
Kawakika.
Yahami Yawan.
Yahami Yawan.
Rash.
Ra'ash.
Alamak.
Aramak.
Yariyam.
Yariyam.
Sawad.
Suwada.
Bayata Yatazma.
Wayata Taz.
Altazapawanyika.
Atas Pawandika.
Amaru.
Amar.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Manikaki Dam.
Kapi Dam.
Magawi.
Magal.
Walaya Zakar.
Ayas Kar.
Shamya Sha'al.
Shamya Sha'ala.
Awad.
Iwad.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Nawa Itazma.
Nawa Taz.
Baba.
Baba.
Yakhadmu.
Kat.
Ayaka.
Ayat.
Bayak.
Baryat.
Yakaratmu.
Yakarat.
Ahalia.
The Hall.
Arawam.
Adawam.
Waya Shema Aliyam.
Mayashama Aliyam.
Mawabu.
Wa'ab.
Wagari.
Wa'akari.
Gabal.
Gabal.
Wahamuam.
Wa'amuam.
Wamalak.
Wa'amalak.
Pashat.
Alashak.
Amishak.
Alashak.
Tazawo.
Tazawu.
Gamashawu.
Kamashu.
Nalwa.
Alawa.
Imam.
Imam.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Zarawat.
Zarawa.
Labanya Lawa.
Labanya Lawa.
Salat.
Salah.
Shalat Atslaki. Aisha Laham.
Ashalahum.
Kamadian.
Kamai.
Kasiya Sara'ah.
Asiya Sara'ah.
Kayabian.
Liyab.
Manako.
Wanako.
Oyashwan.
Kayashwan.
Nashamadu.
Shamat.
Bayandar.
Bayada'ar.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Daman.
Tamar.
Ladam.
Dam.
Shatam.
Dam.
Nariyamawu.
Nariyabam.
Kara.
Kara.
Wakazabu.
Sa'ab.
Wakazabak.
Katapak.
Wakazalmanai.
Zomanai.
Kona Seakam.
Cause it come.
Ashar.
Shaw.
Amaru.
Amar.
Nari Rashat.
Mary Shah.
Nanwa.
Nanawa.
Ah.
Ah.
Nawat, Alahayim,
Alahaya,
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 Shatamu,
Shatam,
Kagogla,
Kagog,
Kakwash,
Kukwash,
Tapanyu Raka,
Panyuraka,
Kaash,
Kaash,
Sabari Ira,
Bari Ira,
Wakalahaba,
Hala,
Talahat,
Kalahat,
Haryam,
Mariam,
Kanthar Dat,
Hamata,
Basaraka,
Kasar,
Wabasa Wapaka,
Basupat,
Tabalam,
Kalahum,
Malaat,
Mala'a,
Panyaham,
Panyahum,
Qualman,
Palawan,
Wayabakwash,
Oyabakwash,
Shamkat,
Shukar,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yabash,
Yabash,
Wayabahal,
Oyabahom,
Adiai,
Ajai,
Wayakapar,
Oyakapar,
Wayabad,
Oyabak,
Wayadai,
Oyadai,
Yata,
Oyata,
Shamkat,
Shukar,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Labaka,
Bash,
Ayawan,
Ayawan,
Al,
Ah,
Call,
Call,
Aratas,
Sarat, and he's keeping out thy silence.
Keep not this silence.
Oh, Yahweh.
Oh, Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not that peace.
And be not still.
And be not still.
Oh, Yahweh.
Oh, Yahweh.
For lo.
For lo.
The enemy, so like that enemies make a tumult.
The enemy make a tumult.
And they that hate thee.
And they that hate thee.
That lift up the head.
That lift up their head.
And taking crafty
And
counsel.
taking crafty counsel
Against thy people.
against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
And consult against their hidden ones.
They have said.
They have said,
Come.
Come.
Let us cut them off for being a nation.
let us cut them off for being a nation.
That the name of Yahshua
That the name of Yahshua
may be no more in remembrance.
no more remembrance.
That for they have consulted together with one consent.
They have consulted together one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacle of Edom.
And the Ishmaelites.
The Israelites.
Of Moab.
Moab.
And the Hagarene.
And the Hagarene.
Cabal.
Cabal.
And
And
Amalek.
the Amalek.
The Philistines, the inhabitants of Tyre.
And the Philistines inhabitants of Tyre.
Shore also joined with them.
And Shore is joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
And you have the children of Lot.
Salah.
Salah.
Go to them as to the Midianites.
Dwell there as to the Midianites.
As a sister.
As the sister.
As Jabin.
As the Jabin.
At the brook Kishon.
As the brook of Kishon.
As Paris and Endor.
As far as the indoor.
And became as done for the earth.
And he came as done unto the earth.
Make the Noah's like Ori.
And you make it over the earth.
And like Zee.
And like thee.
Yea.
Yea.
All the princes as Sabah.
As the prince as Sabbath.
And as Moon.
As the Zamun.
Who said,
said,
let's take to ourselves.
let's take to ourselves
The house of Yahweh possession.
the house of Yahweh possession.
Oh my power.
Oh my power.
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
As stubble before the wind.
As a stubble before the
As
wind.
the fire burneth the wood.
As the fire burn the
As
wood.
the flames set the mountains on fire.
As the flames burn the mountain on fire.
So first keep them like temples.
The first could deal with that tempest.
And make them afraid with thy stone.
Make
They're
them
afraid of the storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
So the
Fear the
face
face of
That
shame.
they may seek thy name.
And you may seek their name.
O Lord.
Yes, Lord.
Let us be confounded in trouble forever.
Let it be confounded trouble forever.
Yea.
Yea.
Let us be put to shame and perish.
Let them be put to shame and perish.
That men may know that thou,
That they may not die.
whose name alone is Yahweh,
Who name alone is Yahweh.
art the most high over all the earth.
And the most high of all the earth.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed is Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth.
And all things
And all things live.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of
In the
Yahweh.
name of Yahweh.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Send evils and
Send
curses.
evil and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction
to the heathen.
to the heathen.
That speak against us.
To speak against
Thy
us.
prophets.
The prophets.
The teachers.
The teachers.
princes.
The princes.
priests.
The priests.
It's like brothers.
It's like brothers.
In the school.
In the
Send
school.
evils and curses.
Send evil and curses.
Punishment and destruction.
And punishment and
To the
destruction
heathen.
to the heathen.
Shake loose.
The second loose.
Treasure of the rich of Israel.
And the treasure of riches
And
Israel.
refuse to give to the
And the
school.
treasure to the school.
Force their riches.
Force their riches.
Into thy sanctuary.
Risen the second.
Send evils and curses.
Send evil and curses.
Punishment and destruction.
And punishment and
To
destruction
the Edomites.
to the
And the
Edomites.
nation.
And the nation.
Instructive.
And the drug
The
dealer.
court system.
The court
The
system.
prison system.
The prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
The prayer
All
family.
the governments of our enemies.
Cover our enemies.
Everlasting synagogues and armies.
And I said God in honor.
Roman Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church.
Pope.
Pope.
Islam.
Islam.
Christianity.
Christianity.
Theology. Religion.
Religion.
Ku Klux Klan.
Ku Klux Klan.
Aryan Nation.
Nation. Skinheads.
Cosmopolitan.
Cosmopolitan.
The gay movement.
The gay
The
movement.
lesbian.
The lesbian movement.
Spies.
Yeah.
Works of witchcraft.
Work with the
That's
witchcraft.
space program.
That's the next part.
Army.
Army.
Navy.
Navy.
Air Force.
Air Force.
Marines.
Marine.
Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Open up the internet.
Open up the internet.
Airways.
And airways.
Cable access channel.
Cable access
And
channel.
radio channel.
And the radio
To
channel.
convict the spirit in thy people.
Convict the spirit of any of the
That
people
seek to stop.
that seek to stop
Bring
us.
swift destruction.
Bring swift
To
destruction
all the heat.
to all the
That
heathen
stand in the way.
that stand in the
Or
way.
try to stop us.
Or try to stop us.
Broadcasting your word.
Broadcasting their word
Throughout the planet.
throughout the planet Earth.
Let us all the
That
planet.
was all the place.
Cause them to go to and fro.
Cause we go to and
From
fro.
the earth and consume them.
And through the earth and consume.
Let the plague shake the house of the thief.
Let the plague shake the house of the thief
And the murder.
and the murder.
Let Yahweh shine.
Let Yahweh shine.
Gabriel.
Michael gave
down with fire and
come down with the fire and sword.
punish all the heathen.
And punish all the
that
heathen
come up against
that come up against
speak thy word.
that speak their
Cause
word.
it known by all.
Cause it be called by all.
That
That the angel has done.
cause it spread to the media.
Cause it to be spread to the meeting.
Throughout the whole world.
Throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake as I come.
Cause them to shake out their cup.
In the name of Yahweh
In the name of Yahweh, take you always. So be it.
That's out the front.
How about Shema Shabrak?
Yabba Shem Yabshabrak Ya. Magin. Magin Shabbat. Magin. Barak.
Yahweh Shemini Shabarak Ya.
It's like it, say more aggressive.
Yahweh Shemini Shabarak Ya.
That's how you do it. All right. That concludes the Sabbath service. Shalom, Israel.